Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to Whissel Weekends on AM 1170. The Answer. Paul Johnson, Cross Country Mortgage, just got back from Coachella, and you could just see as soon as the music comes on with some electronic music, he just automatically goes right back there. It's just, you guys need to go to Coachella. If you've never been to Coachella before, it's not what some people make it out to be where there's drugs everywhere and stuff. It's not like that.
It really isn't.
Next time we go, we'll have our daughter with us. And I've been there multiple times. I wouldn't bring my daughter somewhere if that's what it really was. Coachella is the kind of place you can have whatever experience you want. I see families go there. I see a bunch of teeny boppers go there. I see old school metalheads go there. Like, the experience can be whatever you want it to be. Highly recommend you guys go check out Coachella. It's totally worth the money. If you can't get tickets when they first go on sale, go on StubHub. They're always for sale right before the event. You'll be fine. Don't worry. There's always going to be tickets.
Especially weekend too.
Yes.
We got tickets for a friend that drove over on Saturday.
Yeah, easy.
Walking in, face value. We didn't even pay.
Easily, yeah. But the alternative is CALBRE, which is coming up in San Diego. Now, that I've been to the last few years as well. I love music. This is a thing for our family. We brought our daughter to CALBRE last year. That is a cool experience. They got a pretty cool lineup this year. Foo Fighters, Imagine Dragons, Katy Perry, and then some other dude I've never heard of before. I don't even know who the heck he is. Plays some weird stuff. Weird. But CALBRE, it's at Del Mar Fairgrounds. Awesome experience. It's like Coachella, but like more laid back. I mean, it's pretty much on the beach. So it's very laid back. You know, you just get there, you sit in the grass. And
it's a little more bougie.
Yeah, it is. It's like cool. A lot of the stuff is in the parking lots of the fairgrounds. And what's funny, if you pay for VIP, they actually like lay out turf. They get a turf sponsor every year and they lay turf out. So if you pay for VIP, you get to relax and lay in the turf. Otherwise, you're in the parking lot. So, and they split the stage down the middle. So when you go to Coachella, there's not a whole lot of benefit of VIP there. Like, the VIP areas are completely off to the side. Like, it's not close to the stage or anything. But CALBRE, they actually split it, the seating or the standing room right down the middle. And so half of it is VIP, half is general admission. And so there's obviously far less people on the VIP side. You can actually get right up there, front row on the stage, which, trying to do that Coachella, you basically got to stand there for the entire day and work your way up to the front.
For Beyonce, people were out there 12 hours straight, just waiting for the show. Which
it's
is
like
crazy.
New Year's in New York.
Yeah, it was nuts. Did you see Tom Petty?
Yes. Rest in peace.
That was amazing.
Yeah. But CALBRE, it's coming up. It's in September. Highly recommend you guys check out the event. If it fits your budget, pay for VIP. It is worth it for there. And one of the things they added this year is an unlimited drink package. So help me understand this. It is, I believe it's $500 extra, but that gives you all you can drink for the weekend. So that assumes you're going to go all 3 days, and it assumes you're going to drink at least $133 a day of alcohol just to break even before you're even in the black.
That's only like 5 drinks, right?
No, dude, a beer's like $10. So that's assuming you're going to drink 13 beers a day for 3 straight days.
Yikes.
That's crazy. That just seems overpriced to me.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I mean, I like to have a beer or two at an event, but 10 a day or 13 a day for 3 straight days? Like, that's crazy.
It's almost a challenge. You like want to hit that mark. Like, come on, guys, you can do it.
But 13 is just to get your money's worth. Like, you're not even benefiting until you pass 13.
Maybe different tiers, some different tier levels. Like, you know, do you want top shelf liquor? Then that's 500. You want, you know.
Yeah. What do you like? Am I drinking Blue Label or something? Like $500? My goodness. I get the idea, CALBRE, but that's a little crazy.
Yeah. That Monday's gonna be like.
And is it CALBRE or is it KABOO?
It's CALBRE. That's why it's double A. If it was 1A, it would be KABOO, but it's double A. Yeah. Man, I got people on the inside, bro.
You learn something
double
new.
A. Yeah, it's different. And then if it was 1-0 at the end, it'd be Cabo, but it's double O, so it's Kaboo.
You go, all right.
Yeah. I just made that up. You believe it because I owned it. All right, guys.
I think I've heard it only pronounced as Kaboo.
It's Kaboo, I promise you. Google it.
Look up the Wikipedia.
Yeah, Google it. Watch one of their commercials because that whatever they say in the commercials is what's accurate. But all right, let's get back on track here. We digress. So before the break, Jodilynn was talking about the importance of talking to a lender first in the home search process. And, we actually did a class earlier this week at one of the local credit unions and used the analogy of putting the cart before the horse. Going out and searching for homes is the cart and the lender is the horse. So if you guys are starting with the house, you're putting the cart before the horse. You really need to talk to a lender first and then go out and look at the home. And one of the big things that I've seen people do is they'll start looking at homes for $500,000 and we'll show them a bunch of homes. And then they talk to a lender and the lender's like, why are you looking at 500? They're like, oh, well, that's what 5,000 a month gets me, right? Like, no, if 5,000 a month fits your budget and, you meet the income requirements, you're looking at, $800,000-$900,000 homes. A lot of people don't realize that. You don't want to sell yourself short when it comes to your purchasing power. So it's super important to sit down with somebody like Paul or with Jason so they can, go through things with you. But when we say go through things, like, what does that mean? Like, when somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, I'm thinking about buying a home, what's the right price point for me? Walk me through that process.
Okay. So we really try to make the process simple because, I agree with Jody. That's one of the most stressful things is when somebody calls and they have a house, but they don't have the financing lined up and you're trying to reverse engineer everything and make it fit to their budget. It's really stressful for the clients because they love the property. They really will do anything to get it. But if they can't make that payment, it's pretty brutal. And what I've seen happen a lot more recently is people will use an online calculator. And a lot of times it's from like a national company. So it doesn't have the property tax. It doesn't have the insurance. It doesn't have mortgage insurance if they're putting less than 20% down. We had a client a couple weeks ago. The payment was $900 more than what they estimated. That's not a very fun conversation to have, especially when they're locked in on a property that they really want to buy. Fortunately, it worked out because we were able to do a tax analysis and show them the savings and some other things. But when somebody calls in, the first thing we want is to get their goals. So either myself or my loan partner, Margaret, will take their goals and we'll schedule a time to do a consultation with them. We try to schedule it within 24 hours, but, depending on their schedule, we'll either meet them in the office or we'll do a web-based consultation. And in that, I'm going 3 different loan programs that best fit their goals and what they're trying to accomplish and their credit profile and what they look like as a borrower. And so I'll take 45 minutes to an hour and really, first, I recap the goals with them, make sure that we're really dialed in on that. And then we'll get right into the loan programs. And we'll break down the payments. Okay, here's some different options with, different down payments, different payment prices, different programs. Here's FHA, here's conventional. Whatever those products are, we'll break it down and say, okay, here's the pros and cons of each of these loans and why we would, recommend this particular program to you. There's also a lot more first-time buyer programs coming out than there has been in many years. And I was just looking at one this morning with my team, and the problem in the past is the income limits have been so low. It's like, yeah, you can get this grant program, but you have to make $60,000 a year, which means you are not buying a house in San Diego. So now, one of the programs we looked at this morning is $158 for the household income. I mean, that's starting to put you in that $450 to $550 range, and you can get 3, 4, 5%, and it's a grant. So that money's forgiven after closing. You don't pay it back. There's some that you do make repayment on, but there's some that is actually gifted. It's gifted money from the state. And so I think what happens for most people is once they see the numbers, once they know the pros and cons, then there's a comfort level with, they know what they're getting into, right? Because buying a house is a big commitment. And so now that they know what all their costs are going to be, they know what rates look like, they know, we estimate a tax savings for them. They have all this information. Now, when someone like Jody takes them out, they're an educated buyer. It's not, because I think what happens when people are shopping and they don't have that is they're in the back of their head, they're going, man, I wonder what that's going to be. And it's overhanging every decision that they're making. We build a little reference, we call it just a reference guide. It's basically just a breakdown of the programs we talked about, and then we put the notes together, things that are important, whether it's time frames we need to negotiate, closing cost credits we need to ask for, and we put it all in one document, and we send it to the client and to the agent so that everybody's on the same page, and then they're ready to go out and make it happen.
That's amazing. See, This is the kind of thing we talked about. Somebody should have a plan of what they're going to do. And you can see through it 99% of the time when somebody doesn't have a plan. Paul's got a plan. Paul's the man with the plan right there. When you're working with anybody, especially when you're buying or selling a home, this is one of the biggest decisions you're going to make in your entire life, one of the biggest investments that's out there. Really make sure to interview the person that you're talking, that you're thinking of working with. Don't just go with the first person that pops up online. Really ask some questions. Do your due diligence. Find out what their plan is. How are you going to get my offer accepted? How are you going to get me the best loan? And if you didn't meet with Paul, you might not know there's some state programs that are available where they'll give you free money. Like, who doesn't? I remember that guy that used to run around with the suit with the money signs on it and talk about free government money. Like, there's free government money available to you to buy a home. But if you don't sit down with somebody like Paul, he can't find out if that is something that you can qualify for or not.
And not every lender is approved to do that program.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't want to do the program because it's a lower profit margin than some of the other products. So it's not something that's as widely known as you might suspect. Given that it's free money, you would think everybody would be on that.
Yeah. But hey, a lot of people are in it for the money. So if you want to work with an amazing team who's not in it for the money, who's got a plan, who's there to truly help you make the experience fun, take a lot of the stress out of it, I'd love to connect you with Paul Johnson, Cross Country Mortgage, Jodilynn and Kim over at Whissel Realty. Give me a call. Shoot me a text, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. Thank you so much for listening to Whissel Weekends, AM 1170, The Answer.